welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are completely new, hello, I'm sincerely Niko. In today's video, we're going to be creating this look here. I'm showing you guys in the beginning because I really want you guys to be interested in this look. I'm going to be doing the one brand tutorial back again. I did Fenty Beauty. I've also done Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I'm moving over to Huda Beauty. So if you guys are interested in Huda Beauty, how I was able to get this look, what products I used to create this look, definitely stick tuned and watch this video. But before we get into it, we almost at 5K, guys. Let's get there. I know I haven't really been posting like I have been. I went through some mental health situations, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I'm back, recording, uploading. Let's get us to 5K before the end of this year is out. Let's make a move. Share this video, hit that share button, share it on your Twitter. Please help me out. We almost there. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this video.
You used to call me on mine. You used to. Yeah.
I went ahead and put on the Huda Beauty Foundation stick. I did a personal review on that. If you guys are interested in seeing the review, I'm going to leave it up in the eye above somewhere on this. The eye is somewhere up there. I'm going to leave the eye above so you guys can check out the review where I compare it with the liquid foundation, the Full Filter liquid foundation, and give you guys an in-depth review of coverage, cost, breakdown, all the good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on into the rest of me doing a full face of Huda, which I surprisingly can do that now. So we're going to do concealer. We're going to jump straight into concealer. So I have two concealers from them. I have their Overachiever concealer. I have it in shade Salted Caramel, which is 28G. And I also have Peanut Butter, which is 24G. So I think I'm going to go in with Salted Caramel first. Blend that out. Ooh, she is warm. That is warm. Blend this out first. I'm going to try not to use too much because I know this is like really full coverage. And then I'm going to brighten a little bit with the 24G Peanut Butter shade. I'm going to go in with the Japanese Beauty Blender Sponge Booty Blender. Well, this is Sonia Cash sponge. Blend that out. I was a little nervous that this concealer would be a lot to handle because a lot of people say this concealer is a lot to handle, but who knows? We'll see. Okay. She blended. I'm gonna go in with 24G, which is peanut butter, and I'm gonna use this as my brightener. Kind of lift my eye up. You're gonna see how this grows. I went a little bit overboard on the concealer this time because 24 wasn't 26, 28, 26. Salted Caramel was a little more red based, and I like to be more yellow under the eye. Okay. I'm liking this side, but I don't know what's going on with this one, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more concealer. Girl, I don't know what's going on. I might put it a little bit too much. I'm gonna take a brush. We're gonna use a brush. I'm gonna take this SEPHORA Pro Foundation. This is the number 47. We're gonna blend it out. See what it do. Now this, yeah, much better. It's really natural. I might not be putting too much. I'm not gonna overdose on this concealer either because I might be doing the most. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of that 24, the Salted Caramel Peanut Butter. Peanut butter. The other color should have been peanut butter. This should have been Salted Caramel. I'm gonna take the peanut butter shade. I'm just gonna highlight these main points, blend that out, and then we're gonna move on real quickly into eyeshadow. Usually I do eyes first, but for this video, I'm gonna do eyes last. So pray for me. But it's coming out cute. I feel really bright, but in the right way, if you get what I'm saying. We're gonna get into the Huda Beauty Tantors. I have them in two shades. I have the shade Rich and also have the shade Tan. I'm going to actually use the shade Tan to sculpt the face real quickly, because this is more like a natural color for me. For me, not everybody, but for me. So I do have a tan backup, because that's how much I like tan. As you guys can see, tan will give me that nice sculpted definition that I like. Place it down, and then I like to kind of buff it into place. Looking a little snatched. Then I like to take the shade Rich, which is just a little bit more deeper than tan. So a little bit, definitely cool tone than tan. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that right there, just to kind of elevate the cheekbone. And I'm gonna blend that up and out. You just really focus it more or less like back here. So I have that sculpting ordeal, focusing a lot of the light in the center. I'm not going to contour my nose with the cream products. I typically contour my nose with powder products because it's a lot more easier for me to adjust and maintain. Cream is a little all over the place, if you guys get my drift. So now we're going to move into powdering and setting the face before we get into the eyeshadow portion. So I have two of the Huda Easy Bake setting powders. I have the Easy Bake setting powder in Cinnamon Bun and Kunafa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set and bake the face a little bit, or try to, now that I kind of achieved the look that I want to go for. Actually, before we do so, let me take a little bit of this concealer. I'm going to take the peanut butter shade, which is shade 24G. I'm going to take it a little bit on a concealer brush. And I'm going to carve out my brows real quickly. I went ahead and filled the end off camera. So just to make my life a little more easier and this look to be a little more complete, I'm going to go ahead and carve out my brow real quickly. Alright, so let's go ahead and set the face with some of the Easy Bake powders. Again, I have the shade Cinnamon Bun, which is like a warm tone, and then Kunafa, which is more of a yellow. I'm going to take the shade Cinnamon Bun, and I'm going to set the face with that. Then I'm going to take the shade Kunafa in the center of the face. And I'm going to take my sponge, now that I kind of set, and I'm going to bake. So while we're baking at 340 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and jump on into doing the eyes, of course. So I'm going to take a little bit of the leftover concealer from the shade 26G, don't tell me, Salted Caramel. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with that. Just smudge it all over. So I'm going to use two of my favorite eyeshadow palettes that I did receive in PR, and that is the Rose Gold palette remastered and the Huda Nude Rich Nude palette. These are my two favorite palettes from Huda. I know they came out with the Naughty palette, which is an extension version of this, if you kind of catch my drift. I feel like it's a very much extension version of the new collection, but more of a full-size situation. But nevertheless, I'm going to go in and use some of these shades out of this palette because I really do love the tone of this palette. And I'm also going to go in with this palette as well too, because I do love some of the tones out of this palette as well. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between the two. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the Roadmaster Gold. I'm going to start off with this shade called Cocoa, which is pretty much like a cool tone taupey brown shade, and I'm going to take this Morphe M154 brush. I'm going to take that right into the crease. So now that we have laid that shade down, I'm going to go into our nude palette, and we're going to start intensifying and building up on what we have on the eyes right now. So I'm going to take this chocolate brown shade right here in this palette, and I'm going to go pretty much over the areas that I went ahead and laid down with that cocoa shade. But I'm going to kind of diffuse it up more towards the brown to get my drift, and pulling the product out in a wing shade, blending out that cocoa shade and pulling out the shadow, just to kind of give me that smoky angular vibe. Alright, so now that that is blended out, I'm gonna go in with this deep rusted burgundy chocolate, dark chocolate color, taking it on the same brush. We're using the same brush the whole entire time, and I'm gonna go ahead and deepen up this little outer V area and a little bit of this inner corner tear duct area. Kind of do a halo eye. I haven't done halo eye in a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Black Truffle out of the Rose Gold palette, and I'm gonna add that on the top of that chocolate brown shade, just so I can kind of deepen and give a little bit more of a dimensional saturation. Going back in with my blending brush from Prior Till, using that dark chocolate shade just to kind of buff out that chocolate Black Truffle shade, so it really blends into the skin, well, blends into the eye shade, eye color, making sure there's no harsh lines. I don't want y'all to clock me on Facetune. I'm gonna go in with the matte metal melted eyeshadows. I'm gonna be using the shade called Shimmering Sunset, which is the shimmery glitter shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay that onto the lid. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the Nude Rich palette, and I'm going to take that chocolate brown shade. I'm going to be using this Morphe M507 brush, really packing it on and loading my brush. I'm going to work on the lower lash line real quickly. Alright, so the eyes are pretty much where I want them to be. I'm going to go in back with the melted eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Private Jet side, which is that pale pink with the flat paddle. And I'm going to kind of finesse my lower lash line. Let's pray for me. Ooh, okay. I'm going to use this as like a inner tear duct liner. Okay, this is cute. It's cute. I'm going to take the Huda Beauty Life Liner, and I'm going to use the liquid portion, and I'm going to line my upper lash line real quickly. Just for a little bit of drama's sake, I'm going to go in with the pencil side of the life liner, and I'm going to do the lower lash line. Alright, so while that's drying down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and move into the mascara. This is the Legit Lashes Volume and Curl. Volume on one side, Curl and Lift on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and take the Curl and Lengthen side and apply that first before I go in with the volume. And I'm going to coat both top and bottom lashes with the curl and volume side, curl and lengthening side. Alright, so we're right on track for things. I'm going to go ahead and bronze the face really quickly. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bronze the face really quickly and add on a pair of lashes and some lips. Yeah, let me go ahead and bronze the face real quick because I don't have a bronzer from Huda. So let me bronze the face real quickly and I'll be right back. Alright, and I am back. Look is completed. It's the final look. Using nothing but Huda except for lashes and lip and highlighter and blush. But everything is Huda. Thoughts on the brand? The brand definitely has some great bangers. Oh, and eyebrows. Eyebrows is not Huda too. Eyebrows is definitely not Huda. But I feel like the brand has some bangers. Honestly, I think this, okay, so Huda as an overall brand, there are some hits. I would definitely strongly suggest the foundation stick, because you guys know I'm a foundation junkie. The foundation stick is a banger. Now the liquid is also a banger as well too. I would prefer the liquid around the jawline. if you get what I'm saying, probably in a darker shade. Maybe go up a shade to Cocoa, which is more red tone, because I feel like this was just a little bit too warm around my jawline, and powder did tone it down, but maybe going in with a redder foundation around my jawline will be best for me. Of course, the tan tours are bae. I love them. The concealers and eyeshadow palettes are good, especially if you get the large palettes, the small palettes. You gotta work it with the learning curve, especially with those mattes in a small palette. But the larger palettes are really good. The lip strobe, beautiful. I don't have any of her lipsticks, so can't really judge the lipsticks. I have some of her lashes, but I prefer not to use them because I want to use the ones that I currently already have in rotation to use for certain particular looks. She doesn't have any brow products. I don't have the highlighter palette, and there are no blushes currently from Huda, but nevertheless, there are some hits, and I think you guys should definitely check it out if you guys have some free time and free money. Definitely check it out. I think I'm gonna pick up the new Naughty palette next. That'll probably be like the cap of what I will probably pick up from Huda. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one, right? Right. Peace. Bye.
I can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city.